to
what the
lawyers say. What do you say? I don't want to be judicial, right?
Yes. But I thought you would wait for the police and charge to finish.
No, I'm not going to pronounce any guilt on this because that's why I said possible breaches, and I've mentioned the appropriate angles on which the petitioner is seeking
you are allowed to move to a different topic.
Yeah, but you see, he's mentioning about the case of Eduboy.
Yes.
He's mentioning about the case of the Sky Train, and he wants us to come out and make statements on that. He's a lawyer. I am not a lawyer.
Yeah.
A matter that is before a competent court of jurisdiction. You want us to come out and make what? I know you should have been encouraging us as a political party to learn to live with the tenets of democracy and the rule of law. That we should not be making statements on matters that are before the court. And I know that this petition is before Sraj, and we know the statute of Sraj in our jurisprudence. And I will refuse to make judgment on this particular matters that has been raised. But I know that Ghanaians need to see a clear roadmap. And to hear him say that because he has apologized, and he has been reprimanded, he has been asked to go and not repeat same. One, if you are reprimanded on a matter, it means that there is something wrong.
Definitely.
If you are apologizing, it means you feel it is not incongruent with the mindset and morality of the people. If there is a call to advise, it means that there is also something wrong. So it is that wrong that we as young people as we are, this man should not just be cleared because he has apologized. Is apology the standard in this government? Is apology super over the code of conduct? Because we have pointed to several sections of the code of conduct, section 1.2 and section 1.3, and specific headlines on those particular aspects, which borders on trust. I have said it. When you throw a child up and the child smiles, laughs, and the child is coming down and you hold the child, it's because of the trust the child has for you. If the child doesn't trust you, the child will cry. So trust is very key. You should be able to win the trust of the public and confidence. And His Excellency the President did not mince words in those areas that I have pointed in 1.2 and 1.3. Again, in page 9 of the President's assent, he agreed to the fact that he's going to ensure that persons within his government lives within the limit of the code of conduct. So let's wait. Investigations were not conducted in the case of the President's communication. It was an invitation for advice because of the apology. Now we have triggered some investigative body. Not to destroy Sammy Gyamfi, to clear him appropriately. So that tomorrow nobody can take him on. He should be cleared appropriately. Or he should be reprimanded appropriately by the law. So these are the cases. So it's not any attack on Sammy Gyamfi. We are living in a democracy. We should be living and seeking to strengthen the democratic credentials. And make sure that the rule of law works. And that is why we are doing so. When it comes to accountability, the MPP doesn't fear if you want to put a petition or to call for accountability of any public officer. That is why the law courts are there. You can do so. And accountability is a standard for every political party. You can go for any accountability issues that we have.
Let's try and wrap up on this.
Briefly. First of all, Haruna, it is not accurate that when there is a matter before the law courts, you are precluded from running commentary on C. It's the content of the commentary that matters. So it's free education. Secondly, this kind of selective amnesia is condemnable. You did not know that the matter of Eduboy was in court when the likes of your minority leader were everywhere condemning the Attorney General for his actions. Was he not in court? You did not know that? So why were you speaking in condemnation of the steps being taken in government? Why didn't you go by that example you sought to create on this table as to why you decided not to comment? You commented against us, against the state. You took a position against the state. So you are, sometimes it is important for us to privilege national interests beyond this petty partisanship. And those of us as leaders must manifest that not just in our actions, but even in our daily communications, especially when we are given these platforms.
Okay.
It is important because many people listen to us.
Absolutely.
Many people listen to us. So get that straight.
Yeah.
Again, you have made references to the code of conduct. As part of the punitive measures outlined in the code of conduct is public apology.
Yes.
Moro isn't on there.
Absolutely, it's there. It's there.
And you see, you need to understand the context. Ordinarily, this Venerable Sammy Gyamfi has breached no law, not even the code of conduct. But the National Democratic Congress is a party that respects the sensibilities of the ordinary Ghanaian because we are birthed from the grassroots. That is our identity. And so the fact that he was filmed, remember, his private space. He walked into his car. He could have demanded that his bag be brought to him outside for him to give the money to the said lady. But he walked into his car, sat down in his private space with no idea that he was being recorded. Because you can see how the camera guy was moving around just to get a good capture of the moment. Sammy had no idea.
Okay.
That was his private space.
All right.
So for us in the National Democratic Congress, for you to even be seen publicly like that, giving out money, is something we don't feel comfortable with about.
All right. Okay.
And I'm sure that was the reason why he had to apologize.
All right.
And that is the reason why His Excellency President Mahama decided to go with a public apology.
All right.
As enough sanction.
Okay.
It is not because he has breached any law.
Right.
We are a sensitive political organization, and we are a sensitive government, and we appreciate that even at the time that he was giving that money to the said lady, there would have been many Ghanaians out there seeking for such an opportunity and may not have gotten. So you need to be very tactical in the way you even demonstrate your generosity.
Great.
But
That's what
I'm shocked.
But unlike that, you see, Moro, I'm surprised today the MPP wants to take the high moral ground. In less than 2-3 years in office, you deny him. What didn't he acquire? The legs of our brothers. In no time, you saw the court documents between him and his wife. Presidential spokesperson. You defended it. When they were accused, your deputy chiefs were accused of charging $100,000 before any meeting with President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. You defended it. Your anti-Galamsey task force chairman was caught red-handed on tape, receiving money at the presidency. Your leader then, and president of the Republic of the country, Ghana, cleared him. Your deputy finance minister was caught red-handed, receiving money and actually negotiating on behalf of your flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Did the MPP release any statements? Did they file any petitions? So this is your record. And so when it comes to issues of corruption, I'm surprised that you even have the temerity
Okay.
to even begin to run commentary on saying,
Haruna, it's okay.
We are
It's not. He has made some accusations.
Two shots each.
All the cases
Because
you
once
have
you
mentioned,
come, you come, you come.
all the cases you have mentioned were cases that were investigated, not called to court.
and cleared.
Yes, they have been investigated. Why did you fear to investigate Sammy? If you
have
wanted to
investigated.
just clear him,
What
If
if
you
you
wanted-
wanted not
no.
investigated?
He
Why
has
do you
not.
think that the chief of staff summoned him?
is the chief of staff is an investigative body?
My goodness.
The other cases you have mentioned, my brother, please just relax. Just be very comfortable.
quiet, so
Yeah,
you
that's
will be
all.
quiet.
Because
We have
you
only
see-
15 minutes, so
Yeah,
I want us
so-
to move on and look at our next topic.
You see,
It's
the
important.
other persons you have mentioned, they were investigated and
Okay.
cleared.
All right.
Then His Excellency the President did not just ask that Chief of Staff talk to them and then clear them. No, they were investigated.
Okay.
So it is not
Sammy
true.
Gyamfi's own is not a crime.
Look,
There's
all
no criminal elements in it.
similar cases have been mentioned in your government against the Minister for Justice of taking money.
Okay.
You have not done any investigation. You've asked the gentleman to apologize. Is apology a standard in this government? It's an apology, the standard. You compare that and you are talking about morality, somebody who does investigation and somebody who accepts apology.
Okay.
That is not a standard.
All right, so let
and
me
you're
quickly
talking
do
about
this.
our minority leader talking. You have just talked about content. I'm not a lawyer.
Okay.
He's a lawyer. You know the content he's chaining out with respect to that particular case. You know the content.
Okay.
I cannot put myself at where I am
So
not.
you now
I'm not a
agree
lawyer.
that
let's
You
make
are
progress.
saying it, but
I'm glad that
he's making
Haruna,
his
let's-
commentary.
let's-
No, this
let's-
one.
let's make progress.
yes,
Let's make progress.
So
Let's
that
make
is it.
progress. I think-
You
I guess-
cannot
I guess you
question
made
our
your point.
morality.
I guess you made
We
your
are
point.
more having
me-
moral right grounds than
You,
in
the
Haruna.
NDP.
Yes.
Haruna,
You know,
let's make progress.
you
Let's
see-
make progress.
you see,
Let them
this
put the cameras
business.
on my
You
brother.
see, this
Maybe he has
business.
forgotten.
This business.
Ghanaians must once again be reminded of the failures of the MPP.
Yes,
and the corrupt
let's make
nature
progress. Let's
of the
make
NDP
progress.
patriotic
Let's make
party.
progress.
I
Let's make
don't
progress.
blame him.
Maybe
Because
if they put
you
the
see,
cameras on
let
you,
me-
I
then
don't-
you look at yourself, you remember
do you
what
have-
you subjected this country
I
to
don't-
in the
do
last
you have-
8 years.
Haruna,
I don't blame
How
him.
comes that?
Because
Do
he
you-
will not
do you-
appreciate the days
do
when
the two of
Obeda
you-
Samuel could have
No, it's
money
okay, it's okay,
missing
it's okay. Let's
under
move
the
on.
bed.
Let's move on.
He would not
Let's move on.
understand.
Let's move on.